And welcome back. We have changed a little bit. Kelly has left the studio.
She's left the building.
She has left the building, and you're taking her place because we had a special segment that you were out doing field reporting, right?
I did. I was at Turpentine Creek yesterday, which is about 6 miles out of Eureka Springs. And if you don't know what it is, it was established in 1992, but it is a wild animal refuge. And they acquire, their focus is to give exotic animals of whatever breed a place to live out the rest of their lives. And a lot of them have been, like, due to breeders and people can't keep these large animals like tigers, lions, those kind of things in their whatever enclosed habitat, you know, that they try to breed them and raise them. And of course that's a money-making venture for them, but things go awry, and then there's the need for these animals to be rehomed. And Turpentine Creek is that's what they do. And
Turpentine Creek rehomes, or they just take them in?
No, they take them in.
They take them in
and
from
they
people
stay
that want to
there
rehome.
because you know that's not a good prospect for people to try and raise a exotic animal.
Well, is it not the case that people take on these exotic animals as pups or cubs or
yeah, thinking
babies?
they're going to be cute and,
and then
good little pet, and those are not pets.
Then they start eating 20 pounds of meat a day,
or eating you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're wild animals, you know.
Yeah.
And I visited with Emily McCormack, who's the curator there, and she said they've helped over 400 animals through the process since 1992 when they opened. And they opened as a very small facility. And I would encourage people to go and visit Turpentine Creek because it's huge. And they have all these different enclosed habitats. And yesterday was the grand opening for the serval habitat. And it was privately funded by a family, Rick and Cindy Roop, and they were there on site, you know, for the grand opening and ribbon cutting. And what they had done was, that's Rick and Cindy right there, but they had donated, or just they funded a general fund for Turpentine Creek for a habitat. They didn't know what would go in there, but they had planned to use it for, I think, a cougar habitat, but this immediate need happened for servals, which, if you don't know what servals are, they're large breed exotic cats, and they come from Africa. And there's one of them, that's Bowden, that's the one that actually came out of the enclosure. So this was the first time he
looks like a lynx.
Come out into his,
or is it part of that family?
Serval.
Okay, it's its own breed, okay.
And that was him coming out of right out of the gate.
Now, did you take
He was very
pictures,
curious. Well, no, their media guy did.
Okay.
I did take some, but it was through an enclosure. And there's one that would not make an appearance yesterday, but you know, you have to understand they've been through a big process. And there's some of these that I don't have pictures of, but Bowden and there's 5 cats that will be housed there, and 3 were going to be released yesterday. Of course, Bowden was the only one that decided to make a grand appearance. He was more apt to not be scared so much. And but they were rescued. 3 of them were rescued, or there was 3 that were in New York City, and under very, very bad circumstances.
In somebody's home?
That's what I gathered. And Emily referred to the fact that they cannot release the full story, but only one of them survived. So it has ended up at Turpentine Creek. Of course, they have tigers and bears and all kinds of animals besides these. It's just this happened to be the serval habitat grand opening. And that was a first, I think, for them. I had some notes. Well, I did. And Rick and Cindy Roop are from Gravette, Arkansas, and they have a daughter that lives here, and that's how I actually found out about the grand opening and thought, wow, this would be a cool segment. So I think he may have, there's Emily's in the middle, and then Ike is the media specialist, and then Tanya. Both Emily and Tanya have been on the show before, actually, talking about Turpentine Creek, which I invited them to come back. But they all wear, you know, a lot of different hats throughout that facility. And they now have and there's the Root family. And they were able to go in, Rick and Cindy were able to go in and actually open the enclosure to
release
to see serval from the inside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, to see the release of the servals. But they're interesting animals, and like I said, the facility has grown exponentially.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
I don't know if you remember, but years ago when we started doing, who's this person here?
That's Emily McCormack.
Okay.
And she has a rapport with these wild, exotic cats. Of course, she doesn't touch them, but they recognize
Oh,
her.
sure.
And,
She interacts with them.
she
probably
interacts
feeds
with
them,
them, and
whatever.
they were very playful with her.
I remember when Turpentine Creek first started, it was a couple people that were doing it in their backyard, more or less.
Right.
And it just,
And that would be Tanya's parents, I believe.
yeah, and it you just felt like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming what you're wanting to do.
Definitely. And the cages that they had at that particular time were small, but it's all they could,
Yeah.
I mean, and it was
Yeah.
a very small scale. And now they've got these big open outdoor enclosures, and you can walk all
Yeah.
the way around. And there's Bowden the serval as he made his appearance. And it was funny because some of the other wild, exotic cats were, doing their, well, I
Yeah.
can't make them recreate the sound, but they were all kind of wondering what was going on. And so he was not too shy, and he went down in the corner of the pen, and the rest of them kind of just, they watched each other, the interaction. But
Well, you want to tell people how they can find the place and go? And
Turpentine Creek, like I say, it's 6 miles out of Eureka Springs. I don't know the highway number, but you can
and
find it in
is
Google
it
Maps.
62, isn't it 62 going
Well, it
toward,
is, but I think it's 23. I'm not sure
Oh, okay.
what the actual highway is, but you turn out of Eureka Springs and you,
Okay.
anyway, follow. It's not
Oh,
hard.
that's
You can
right.
Google
That's
it.
right. It does turn. It turns to the left. I know it. I don't know the road, but anyway.
And you can get tickets there, and you can do tours with them. And there's also a facility that you can stay in overnight,
Oh, yeah. They talked about that last time.
which overlooks one of the cat pens, and I think that would be
That's cool.
quite
That's a cool-
interesting.
cool
so,
thing, yeah.
but they serve a wonderful purpose. So,
Cool.
I was glad I got to
thank
go.
you for doing that. That was awesome.
thank you.
Anything else?
I believe that's all, Dan.
But they're open. They probably have a winter season. They're closed. I don't know that,
think
but
they're-
you can go to their website.
Just Google Turpentine.
Yeah,
Creek, 'cause I don't
Turpentine
even
Creek's
know
probably-
the
I think it's
website.
turpentinecreek.com,
com,
but
probably.
you can search for it, and it's a great day trip. Go out there and enjoy.
And they also
the
have a
afternoon.
Facebook page,
Yeah.
Turpentine Creek Wildlife
Yeah.
Refuge.
All
so.
right. Well, thank you so much. Hey, and we'd like to thank everyone that's tuned in to this episode of 726, and we want to thank Emily Powers and Rhonda Mailer that were on the show, and Drew Underwood, and also Wanda Maskill had the pet of the week, and hopefully that pup is
Adopted by now.
Yeah, she's told us 100%.
That,
of-
all the,
from this year.
the animals that have been featured on the show have been adopted. So, yay for that.
Good for them. Good for the animals, actually.
And thank you for allowing me to be gone.
Yeah, and if you'd like to be a part of our show here, you can contact us here at Hometown Television, K26 TV at what is the address here?
400
400
South Sycamore.
I was going to give the phone number, 400 South
Okay.
Sycamore, 870-741-4891, or you can go to our Facebook page at Hometown Television, or our website at hometowntv.net. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next time.